things about myself, but just filling in. I've been in Ruukki from 2021. I'm a huge enthusiast of new technologies and open BIM. And well, I'm an experienced architect. I designed multiple projects in different categories. So I hope my experience helps me every day in development in Ruukki. And I have a fantastic company today, Lassi-Pekka.
Thank you, Kasia. So my name is Lassi-Pekka Taskinen. Good morning for everyone. I'm a structures analyst, and I have been focusing on FEM analysis and design optimizations. Currently, I'm working as a CEO of a small software company called Sorvimo Optimointipalvelut. We at Sorvimo are building digital solutions for structural engineering, so software tools to enhance the structural designs. And we have been involved in the development of Ruukki Design Tools together with Ruukki, and today I'm here to tell a little bit more about those. But let's continue, Kasia.
Well, great to have you here, Lassi-Pekka, I have to say. Well, today we will focus on TrayPan to Revit, our new add-in to Revit software, but we would like to show you a full scope that we can offer. So mentioning all the calculation tools that are in our hands that are available for you to use for free. You can find them all here on the design tools ruukki.com. Let me show you the website. So on the website, you can choose calculation tool that you need at the moment. So you have TrayPan, you have Poimu, PurCalc. You can also find here visualization tools if you would like to acquaint yourself with the finishing colors that we offer in our portfolio, and you can also have a link to our libraries that are available also as an add-in to Revit software. So we encourage you to check this out. If not through the link, you can always go to Ruukki Home Finder, and lower down here in Serving Architects and Structural Designers, you can find Architect webpage on which design tools are placed also. Here you can find also lots of inspiration, references to the buildings that have been designed with Ruukki products. So it always helps to see some product, not to imagine it only. You also can reach sustainability page on which you will find our low carbon products. That is also a hot topic right now. And we have our design tools, of course. Further in the downloads, you can browse through the documents that you may need in your project, so load tables, accessory description, or CAD details. But I think it's time to go to the design tools to say a little bit about the layout and the available tools. So you can reach our design tool webpage by clicking on any calculation tool on the ruukki.com website, and you are moved to the design tools website. So maybe Lassi-Pekka, would you like to take over, say a couple of things?
Thanks, Kasia. Yes, so now here we are in the Design Tools portal front page. And first of all, unless you have yet an account here, please register. It's very easy. You just fill the form of your basic data, and you will get immediate access to the design tools and start using the tools. And of course, it's free of charge. Here in portal front page, we can see first of all our design tools. So all related design tools for Ruukki building envelopes products. On the left side, we have Poimu, which is design tools for trapezoidal sheeting. Then we have TrayPan, which can be used to design sandwich panels. PurCalc is for purling design, and CompSlab you can use for composite slab design for Ruukki's sheet comp product. In addition, we have some utilities like snow calculator and wheel calculator, which can be used to calculate loads according to the Eurocode. These utilities are also integrated with our design tools, but you can use them separately here if you want.
So Lassi-Pekka, TrayPan has wind calculator included, right?
Yeah. For the wall structures, we use wind calculator, and in case of roof calculations and roof panels, we can use also snow calculator to calculate snow loads. In addition, we have some interesting features in the Design Tools portal, such as themes, which you can use to share your calculations with your team members, or even some individual other users from some other companies. It helps you if you are designing some same project, and if you want to iterate it with your colleague or with your customer.
So let's say that someone is designing a wall with our TrayPan calculation tool. Is it possible to share the calculations with our technical specialists?
Yeah. You can even share the whole project with your colleague or with our Ruukki people, and you can discuss with more precisely, and you both see the same calculation and results. It helps a lot in many situations.
Great.
Then maybe one more thing to mention is that we have having multiple national annexes. You can see the coefficients and rules used here, and then national annex coefficients, and you can even create your own custom NA if you have some special needs, or if we are missing some national annex you would like to use, you can build it yourself here.
I think it's worth mentioning also that this basic annex has been created in line with Eurocodes, right? So it's applicable.
Yeah. These are according to Eurocode and the panel standard.
Right. So see for yourself. I think the layout is quite easy enough to move around, right, Lassi-Pekka?
Yeah, that's true. And if you have some questions, you may always contact our support, which you can find in the bottom right corner. You can find the email address for Ruukki Design Tools support, and in case you have any questions related to these tools.
All these links and also the support email will be embedded in the presentation you will get after the webinar. So no need to make a screenshot or make a note, as Tina said in the beginning. Okay, so now we have our design tools. Of course, under each calculation tool, you have a short description, and you have links to videos on how to use the tool or learn more about it. But also in the TrayPan section, we've added a website that focuses on TrayPan add-on to Revit software, which you can use for downloading the best installer that you need at the moment. So depending on the Revit version you are using, you can find installers right in here. We have a short animation from the intro that you saw in the beginning of the webinar, and also key features without which understanding the installer would be difficult. So we have to remember that single-span horizontal panel wall structures without openings are being calculated in this first level of development. We have some assumptions for variables for calculations, and we utilize beam data from Carton Wall Simple, which has been created as a Ruukki standard beam model. But maybe it will be easier to understand everything when seeing a real model in Revit. So I hope that everything is visible. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Here we have a very simple case of a building that is, in fact, cold storage. so not many openings. Easy case for us, right? Walls are pretty high. They are already have been created with our beam libraries. As you can see, the curtain wall has a name of a specific panel in Ruukki portfolio, and it has a thickness of 160. Of course, if you want to know more, each panel is embedded, has all the data needed for its characteristic embedded in the model. So although it behaves as an assembly, you can check the data individually for each panel. Each panel has also coatings, steel thicknesses, colors, everything that you need basically for the calculations, and also for creating bill of materials, which I can show you right here. It's a basic bill of material. As an example, we have all the cut lengths, all the counts of these cut lengths, so it's relatively easy to create a specification for bidding process. So now, the most common situation, we get the IFC with the structure, and we design according to the structure, we design the spans. Some of you may be structural engineers, so I think that you may be doing some calculations also for the sandwich panels as well. I hope that will be an interesting part for you. Nevertheless, allow me to present you shortly what our beam libraries, how do they behave, and where can you download them. You can download them from the prodlib.com. This link will be also in your presentation after webinar. After installing, you will get all the necessary libraries embedded already as an add-in in Revit. And let's see our Ruukki envelopes, which is our newest add-in. So when the library will open, you will see, yes, you see on the left-hand side navigation, short description, what can be found in the library. And of course, if you are interested in filtering depending on the location where you are, you can do it all here. So when filtering for Estonia, for example, you will see only products that are available in Estonia, nothing more. Let's clear all for this purpose of the webinar. So how it works is it's divided into sections, into categories of our portfolio. You can see also small stickers, green stickers, which mean that this product is available also in the sustainable version. And here in this library, you can configure your product from 0 to the desired level, let's say. You have external, internal facing material thickness that you can adjust. You have facing colors that you can choose from the basic palette. Oh, sorry. Okay. You have also facing profiling to be chosen from, and coating type. So everything that you will configure in here, you can insert into Revit by clicking here on the desired model. We recommend using curtain wall simple. We've tested it. It's the most flexible and easy way to design your sandwich panel wall. So it can change heights, as you can see with these blue arrows. You can change also the grid lines if you would like to change the spans according to some changes in the structure during the design process. So that's very, very easy to do. And of course, another webinar will be focusing on the beam libraries, but if you would have some time and you would like to try it, then I encourage you from the bottom of my heart, because we've tried very much to make these libraries very useful and flexible. And of course, creating those libraries as an assembly allowed us to think out of the box about the whole wall of sandwich panels. And that was an inspiration to integrate TrayPan into Revit, which I will show right now. Installer that can be found on the website here. If you will click register here, you will be moved to the page where you install desired Revit version. After installing the version, you will see it in your Revit software. So click here, and we see lots of empty space, and there's one very important icon. This only shows that we have ambition to do more, to develop more. It's just our first step of development, so bear with us. Also, maybe I should mention here that we are very open to receive feedback, ideas, what can be done to improve the tool even better. So we are very open for any form of contact. Let us know. But to the point. So we click on Analyze a Carton Wall with TrayPan. And the only thing that we need to do is select the wall and click on Finish. Before, for many of you who use TrayPan, you know that every span, every little thing has to be manually implemented into TrayPan web tool. But now, with one click, we have all the data, all the rows, so no need to manually change anything. In the course of design, you may think about calculation with another color. You can do that and choose the color that you would like to check this calculation with. But what should be mentioned here also is that this add-in does not cause ingerence in your project. So you're responsible for your changes by yourself. So program only shows you the direction. Do not do things for you, which is important. Parameters. This is the second section of the add-in. We go from left to right. This is the natural course of action. And here we can adjust national annex. Let's stick with the basic one. It's the most generic. And let's change the structure to 300. I checked it before, so we can be sure that it's correct. We go then to loads. We pick on the best ground class. Second and third are the most popular, so let's pick the second one. These parameters have been have been read by the add-in, so we don't have to worry. But with B is a bit default. So in order to be sure, we should check the depth of the building. And what is very important here is that this window with an add-in does not it allows us to work in Revit in the background. So it does not stop us from working in the program at the same time or checking. So we see that the depth of the building is 45.7. Let's adjust that. And let's calculate wind loads for this specific case. Case 1, case 2, case 3, and case 4. These may ring a bell because they are exactly what we see in TrayPan web tool. We will see that afterwards. In here, it's a more, let's say, basic calculation that creates one case for the whole wall. You cannot calculate it per rows in this basic development stage. And let's go to calculate. So we see that the program, while it calculates, it shows green and red color, traffic light color. What could seem more dangerous than red, blaring red. So you see that some of the spans are green, which means they are according to the norms and the bending has not been exceeded. But we see that the one on the left has been alarming. When the calculation will end, you will see exclamation points. And if you would like to learn more, you can move your mouse over the specific panel to see what has been the maximum utilization ratio. We can see that 75.4% of bending could be optimized, of course, but it's still within the good range. In here, for red panels, we see that bending strength has been exceeded, and we can do some of the things. So the program gives us directions, gives us tips what can be done. First, we can increase the facing thickness. If this doesn't help, we can choose a thicker panel. If that won't change the calculation result either, you may change the facing profiling to one of the proposed. And you may have a really valid calculation done. So these are the things that you can try to change in your model, but the program does not do it for you yet. Let's see. And here in these calculations, we also should mention that openings are not considered. So be sure that when you do the calculation, you are not counting the openings into it. Okay, so what about now? We've done our preliminary calculation, and we can close the window, make changes, do the calculation all again, and see if the result will be all green. If you are an expert, you are the TrayPan user, and you know what to do in TrayPan Web Tool, you can click on any of these panels, and you will be moved to TrayPan. And what we see here is basically what we've done in Revit. So no need to manually input any spans, any characteristic of the product. Everything is in here. And I was talking for a long time. Lassi-Pekka, would you like to say a couple of things, practicalities about how to move around in this web tool?
Thanks, Kasia. Yes, so now we have landed to the TrayPan results page, and as Kasia said, now we are taking a look on the results of the calculation that had been automatically made background when using that Revit add-on. First of all, let's take a short look about this TrayPan result page, unless you are so familiar with that. On the top, we can see the deflection graph. We can change it to the bending moment graph and shear force if we want to take a closer look on those. On the right-hand side, we see the quick results using traffic light icons. And as we can see, the last panel in this TrayPan setup, we see that there is one red icon, and the bending moment is exceeded like we saw in the Revit add-on results. If we want to take a more closer look on the results, we see here all the different maximum utilization ratios. And if we want to take some specific panel into consideration, we can go to the panels tab and see all the relevant results. And from here, we can see that the bending stress in internal facing of the last panel has exceeded, and maybe something need to be done for that. In addition, we have some support reaction results and fastener results. Maybe now it's worth to mention that we didn't select any fasteners in Revit add-on side. So we have used just some basic assumption for Ruukki fasteners here. And you, of course, have to make sure that you are using the correct fastener, or go to the TrayPan calculation and changes, or make the fastener design in a separate manner. But you can see the assumptions here, and you can see the results by looking at these numbers. However, maybe we should take a look on the TrayPan choices from the first page, and now we can see the basic data page that has external wall with horizontal direction for panel. And if we would like to add, for example, cladding system, we could do it here and then run the analysis again and see how that affects to our design. Of course, we can continue from this to a more refined analysis. We can change all the variables here. Some of those are the same variables that we saw in the Revit add-on sign, but nevertheless, we have a lot of more stuff here. So let's take a look on the structural data. We can see the spans that have been important from Revit. If there is some fine-tuned needed, or we can try some different combinations here, we can try it here, or we can go back to the Revit model and make the changes there and run it again on Revit add-on. Then on support and joints, we see the support width of 300 millimeter, which was set on Revit add-on size. As we can see, all the values for column widths are the same. In some cases, you may have different support widths, and you can change those here.
So, for example, for corners, right? Sometimes we have different size of column. Then we can change it right here, right?
Yeah, that's one typical example that we will have some maybe larger column here, and we can change that one or two values and then calculate it and get the more precise results for this case. Of course, we have a lot of other variables here as well. We have fasteners availables, but maybe one thing to take a look is the loads. And here we can see the wind loads, and we can see those wind load direction cases that were presented in the add-on side when calculated by the wind calculator.
Yeah, so exactly, case 1, 2, 3, they are the same as we had in the add-in, right? But here you can calculate. Can you calculate it per row? Yes, you can, right?
Yeah, you can modify these, or if you know that you are having some bigger building next to the wall, you can remove some case, and then you know that the wind is not blowing on that direction. But yeah, and you can even change the panels and thickness of the sheeting here if you want. But you have to remember that what choices you are making here does not reflect back to the Revit model. It's like one-way route. So we are just getting data out of Revit model and then pushing it to the TrayPan and then making the calculations here. But if we make some refinements here, the modifications are not transferred back to the Revit model. So you have to take care of that. That is up to date.
So I guess this preliminary analysis in Revit helps in that way that you can do as much as you can in Revit and then fine-tune it in WebTool, right? Just add some fasteners, maybe adjust structure parameters, right?
Yeah, that's exactly so. And this meant that the Revit add-on is very easy to use and very fast to make some quick checking. And if you want to go in more detail, you can always come back to the TrayPan web tool and make more refined analysis here.
Great. Well, as I said during the presentation, this is just the first step. So what you can see in Revit as an TrayPan through Revit add-in, this is our first step. We will start new development stage soon. So any ideas after this presentation or after test ride on your computers will be warmly welcome. Thanks. Thank you. Do we have any questions at this point?
Let's see.
Oh yeah, so we have a question related to the changes done in TrayPan webpage. This is, I think, difficult. Maybe Lassi-Pekka, you will correct me if I'm wrong, but creating an ingredient between calculation in the external add-in into the project would be potentially dangerous situation, right?
Yeah, we want to keep them separately. We want to keep the calculation as one thing, and we want to keep the Revit model as another thing. And we don't want to. We want that always the Revit model is the master, and calculation is just some additional information that uses Revit model. So due to that, we don't want to push anything back to Revit.
Exactly.
So currently, like I said earlier, any changes done in TrayPan web tool is not reflected back to the Revit model.
We have also a question related to, does the program evaluate product installation gaps? For example, a joint on a column.
Yes, I can say a couple of words about that. We are having some standard gap 20 millimeter according to Ruukki's instructions as a default value. You can change that value in TrayPan web app, but not in Revit add-on side. So it's one of those like more in-depth variables that can be changed in TrayPan tool. But yes, it takes that into consideration and calculates the correct support width for the panels. It takes it into account, that gap that is there. Yes.
Yeah, I think that it's something that could be considered as a next development, because it's relatively easy to take from Revit, and we will definitely put it on our list of development. Thank you for this question.